Hello, it is I, Ruthie, and I'm here with another video. Hey, the other day I watched Godzilla King of Monsters, and here I am going to tell you my opinion of it. This will be brief, hopefully. My spoiler-free opinion of Absolute Unit the movie is it's a good junk food movie. If you can turn your brain off, go watch it. If you can't, don't watch it. Or watch it. I can't stop you. If I ever say insert this media is good junk food, it's really good for you to be able to turn your brain off and don't really think too deeply on it, and it's extremely entertaining, and you're probably not really going to remember much of it afterwards because that's what I'm in. I only remember so much because I started talking about it. I was, right before I filmed this video, I was like, I don't even know if I can remember the story of it because I haven't watched it in a week, but I think I remembered the story just fine. Spoilers! Let's go. So what the fuck happened, Ruthie? There are 3 points of view that we follow through the movie. 11, Mom, and Dad. I never actually learned their names. I don't think it's all that important because we're not here for family drama. We're here for Absolute Unit and the gang. It's been 5 whole smacking years since the Godzilla event, and we have a thing called the Monarch Project. The Monarch Project is to try and track down and kill all these giant Godzilla other Godzilla peoples that are not Godzilla, but giant moths or fire pterodactyls or what have you. The fact that Monarch can run around being its own little secret organization, the United States government isn't actually trying to track down everything with a giant pew-pew gun of pew-pewness is kind of weird to me. Like, I think that the United States government would probably actually just give it off to the military and not ask the Senate to do a hearing for this extremely weird project if they really think that there are actually giant big creatures around going to kill the entire Earth. But that's just me! To be honest, I don't really know how the government really functions, so that part was fine for my tiny brain. That's okay. The plot gets kicked off because Godzilla released his alpha hormones or something, and he's waking up all of the other Titans. They're called Titans, by the way. He's waking up all the other Titans, and Mothra's the first one, and we have this device called the Orca. Its original purpose was to make whale noises, I think, hence the name Orca. But now it makes the alpha noise that Godzilla makes mixed with human. Okay, Mothra gets awakened, and we use the Orca on Mothra, and now Mothra is our friend. And she fucks off to a waterfall and cocoons herself and is not needed for the rest of the movie until the big fight. Moving on. Villain McBaddie is Tywin from Game of Thrones, so my original nickname for him was Grandpa, and I'm going to call him Grandpa for the rest of the fucking review, so just deal with it. Grandpa walks in and kills all the scientists and takes 11 and Mom and the Orca, and they get whisked away to Antarctica. Well, the dad finds out and is like, I have a set of skills, I'm gonna fucking track you down and get my daughter and my wife. I think she's my wife. I don't think they're married. I think they're separated, but shush! Set of skills! I'm gonna go find you! Mom, Grandpa, and 11 wake up the 3-headed Hydra because that was a good idea. So Monarch figures out the patterns for Godzilla and finds out that Godzilla is very upsetty spaghetti about something. And it's because that one guy, Hydra, wakes up. Godzilla's like, oh fuck, there's a new alpha in town. I better beat the shit out of him. So he goes and he tries to beat the shit out of him. Dad and the gang go and follow Godzilla all the way to this fucking place. And then we see Godzilla and Hydra duke it out for a second until something happens. I don't remember why they stopped. But what I really find entertaining is the soldiers keep shooting at these things that everyone's known for 5 years are immune to bullets and nukes. Why are you shooting? You fucking run. I know. And there's an obscene amount of people just stopping from running for their lives and looking. I don't know if I'm just a big coward or I have a giant, big self-preservation, but I'm running away from that shit. I run away from bees. I ain't gonna fucking stick around for this giant motherfucker with wings. Oh my god, now titans are waking up everywhere. We have woolly mammoth, King Kong, Rodan, which is a fire pterodactyl, and a slew of others that probably weren't shown on screen, but I'm sure exist. And then Godzilla comes in and he's like, no, I'm the alpha. Fights Hydra, and then the government's like, hey, you know that thing that's fighting for our existence? Well, we still decided it's bad, so we have this giant missile we didn't think to use earlier that destroys all the oxygen in an area. Fucking what? I understand that desperate times call for desperate measures, and you think that maybe for some reason this thing might work, but you do realize these things are gigantic, right? Like, they can probably hold their breath longer than we're alive. How do we know they even breathe oxygen? What is your problem? Why are you shooting it when you know there's civilians over here? Why? So then we shoot and then we end up almost killing Godzilla, which is really sad because I like Godzilla. And now, because Godzilla's dead, fucking Hydra, which we learn is an alien from the sky, fell down and landed on Earth. Oh goody. Hear me out. It gets wild, right? So we go down into the depths because Godzilla is somewhere, right? I don't know, fucking. Mothra, by the way, my favorite giant monster thing, comes back from her cocoon, is like, I am glorious and angelic and I'm going to fix everything. Well, she doesn't, but you know what I mean. So it turns out Mothra and Godzilla really like each other and they're dating or something. And so Mothra leads us to where Godzilla is, and Godzilla is in Atlantis. It's not called Atlantis, but that's what I'm calling it. They're found in Atlantis, sitting next to this thing that radiates radiation, and we decide that we can't wait, so scientist man goes and is like, I'm gonna put a nuke next to him and touch him. That's what he does. The nuke explodes all of Atlantis, and then Godzilla comes back from the dead and is like, bitches, I have had so much caffeine! Then we have the giant fight between Godzilla, Mothra, and then Hydra and Rodan. Mothra comes in and is probably the cutest sounding fucking thing I've ever heard in my life, coming from something that big with wings, and just, woo, comes and murders Rodan, kind of. Rodan doesn't die, but Rodan gets stabbed. And then Hydra is like, oh my gosh, this is the part of the movie where it looks like I win, so that way we can doubt whether or not we're gonna win, and then our main characters, who are human, have to figure out how to figure this out. Oh my gosh, it's time! So Hydra starts winning, of course. Then Mom is like, hey, I have the orca, and I'm driving away in a four-wheeling vehicle. Good for me, and bad for me, too. Because then the Hydra's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, you have the alpha thing. I don't like you. I'm gonna eat your face. But doesn't catch up for some reason. Then this is the part where we win. And Godzilla gets up and he's like, oh man, you gave me way too much caffeine. I am actually exciting the particles around me because I'm vibrating so much. And is melting buildings and then explodes. Hydra's dead now, and so is Mom. But the Earth is saved, and that's cool. You remember all of those other titans, like the woolly mammoth, and there's this really weird crab spider thing that looks like an old god from Call of Cthulhu, and Rodan. Oh, by the way, Mothra fucking dies, so all of them come and they bow towards Godzilla, who's the real alpha. Huzzah! That's the movie. There is a subplot that I did not care about, personally, where Grandpa, who is the terrorist, is running around being like, kill that scientist, and then takes the mom, right? The mom's actually technically the bad guy because she wants to wake up all of the titans across everywhere, and because it'll fix the planet or something like that, but doesn't have, she's like, okay, this shit's stupid. She's like, humans are destroying the planet. Legit, science backs that. Not King Kong. Oh shit. Godzilla fixed the parts of the planet he destroyed because of life and stuff. Because radiation, like a wildfire taking over grass and new grass grows. Okay, cool. I'm on board. Yeah, alright, that sounds legit. Okay, so you want to wake up all of them. See, that's why I have a problem. Does she not remember how big Godzilla is? So then she's like, okay, now we gotta wake up the bad guy. Like, they couldn't have waited until the city was evacuated. There's a city, by the way, that Rodan, the fire pterodactyl, is at. They're going around waking up the titans, trying to wake them up one by one. So they're going to Rodan, and they're waking up Rodan. But they couldn't have fucking waited. Even Maga Greens, they couldn't fucking wait until Mexico City. I actually don't know what city it is, but Mexico City sounds good enough for me. They're waiting for Mexico City to be evacuated. No, they don't do that. They wait for Boston to be evacuated, but they didn't wait for Mexico City. And she really is just sounding like the bad guy. And she's like, but I have good intentions. And all I could think about is, wow, if you really wanted to save the planet, why don't you let people evacuate the planet first? Honestly, I wasn't there for the plot. I was there for Godzilla being an absolute unit against all the other thick boys of the world. And believe me, it's pretty great. The whole fighting part is awesome. I don't know what it is about watching giant creatures fight, but it's super entertaining and kind of terrifying, but super entertaining. And not terrifying as in like, oh no, it's a scary movie. More of like terrifying because like, if I was anyone near that point, I would be running, not watching. Oh my god, why do people stay and watch shit? Also, 11 is a character, and she's just there. She doesn't really do much until like the end of the movie, when she takes the orca to Fenway Park in Boston to attract Hydra there to do the big fight in an abandoned city because, well, maybe we shouldn't do fights in cities that are populated. The CGI is great. I don't know if it's because I'm not very picky when it comes to CGI stuff, but as long as I can feasibly fill in the blanks myself, generally I find it's fine. This CGI, these giant CGI monsters are actually really cool. I like them. They feel like they would be that big. That's not what I wanted to say. Everything feels like it has weight. Good job on the animators for animating giant Godzilla and everyone else. The only one that I didn't really particularly like was Rodan, and that's because he's a fire pterodactyl, and when he gets stabbed, he has this really weird lava effect underneath his skin, and I didn't really like that. It really kind of broke Rodan for me, but Mothra was amazing, and waifu, and oh my god, I love Mothra. This is later on in the day, Ruthie, after she's calmed the fuck down. I was talking on stream on twitch.tv/RuthieTheUntold.com. We were talking about some things that happened in the movie that I completely forgot that I actually wanted to talk about. There are 2 instances in the movie where the humans are so unbelievably stupid that I actually want to toss them out a window. First one, when 11 steals the orca machine to go to the Fenway Park, she is not being watched, so 11 walks out, grabs supplies, goes into this room, steals the most valuable piece of technology, and walks out of this base and to Fenway Park. No one was watching 11, no one was watching the orca, and no one was manning outside. What kind of operation are you? Grandpa, get your shit together. This other part is also near the end of the movie, and as you can tell, near the end of the movie is when the humans start falling apart and the monsters are like super awesome. But they try repairing the orca, which is an electronic device, in the rain. They didn't try to go like into a building or go under this like a car or something. They try and succeed at repairing an electrical piece of equipment outside in the rain. Jesus fucking Christ. If things like this bother you, don't watch this movie. But if you're able to like forget about that and just watch monsters fight on screen, it's very good. I think it's pretty good. I'm easy to please when it comes to junk food movies, so take with that what you will, but repairing something outside was something that really, really bothered me. Also, the whole 11 walking out of a fucking bunker full of guys with guns. Jeez. Bye. Back to earlier Ruthie. I only recommend you watch this movie if you are not attached to Godzilla, but you like the whole Godzilla thing, like me. I've never watched old Godzilla, but apparently it's shitty compared to the old Godzillas. I guess that eventually I'll watch the old Godzillas and be the judge of that, but I found the movie really enjoyable, so there's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try and review more movies and eventually probably find a way to not sound like I am literally sprinting as I talk. Okay, I'm going to go now. Hey, I have Patreons, wherever the fuck I put them. If you want to be a Patreon, just go to the Patreon link. You get stickers once a month. Oh my goodness. Freaking stickers. This month's sticker is related to Vampire the Masquerade. Oh my gosh. Neat. Eat food, drink water, get some sleep. Have a good day at work or a good day at home. Here's a heart just for you. Well, pause, save for later. Use right now. I don't really care. It's your heart. You do you. I will see you in the next video. Whenever the fuck I do that. We'll see. Bye.